Welcome back guys to video 2 of our Mammoth motorhome install. So it's now Tuesday for us. We've had all of last week working on the vehicle, and that's myself, Richard and Jason. We're now into our second week, but a lot has happened since our last video, which was Thursday. So follow me round. We're going to just briefly go over everything that's been happening so far. Most importantly, Rich has been working hard on the super 0 gauge power cable going to these absolutely whopping leisure batteries here. So this power cable here is the main supply that's then going to be going up into the floor to feed to our distribution block that's then going to power the 3 amplifiers and also the leisure battery feed to the new Alpine Halo. That basically means that the key in the ignition is going to have nothing to do with this system whatsoever, and when this customer is sort of parked up off-grid, can use the system, enjoy the system, without having to worry about engine battery being depleted, etc, etc. Now, this job alone, getting this cable through, you can see how big and thick this is compared to your standard battery stuff. So a lot of time and effort and care has gone into the provision of this so far. Now, last week I was responsible for fitting the new Thinkware dash camera. So the Thinkware dash camera, especially on a vehicle like this, is really hard because you haven't got a dashboard lining or head lining, you haven't got your A-pillar trim, you've literally just got a curved windscreen with the windscreen seal. So we've had to get creative with the cable and run it down through the seal, down through. That's now in and powered up. Just to conclude on the Wi-Fi and the TV aerial, they're all in and powered up as well. Jason's been working hard on the smart TV that we fitted along with the soundbar, creating power provisions for that so that it's all nice and neat. And what we did is we laid that down on a work table, and using cable ties and cloth tape, we then ran all the cables nice and neatly so that when the customer wants to use the TV, they can get it out of their carry case, put it up onto the custom mount and plug it in without having all these cables and everything else hanging around everywhere, which just makes the job look messy and something that, whether I'm using it or customers using it, it's just not what we're into. Now, I've had to consult my list, and only because of the fact that we've got so many things to do and have been busy doing stuff. We've also made provisions for the really popular Mark II dash gadget. Now the dash gadget, if you've not seen any of our videos before, is a clever little device that gives you access to digital speedo, altimeter, pitch and roll, date time, LED lights and other bits and pieces, but again, plenty of videos on our channel for that. We have made provisions for all of the cabling for the Alpine, because the Alpine Halo 11 is going in, so we've had to run all the what we call the RCA cables. They are your low level audio cables that run for your front, your rear and your sub output from the Alpine all the way around underneath the floor and then to where Richard's made his amplifier board. Jason has been working incredibly hard getting all brand new speaker cabling up to the rear section for the new rear speakers. In addition to that, Richard has custom made some really nice MDF mounts, and that's because where the rear speakers came out, just bear with me a second, where the rear speakers came out, which are these nasty things. We've referenced this brand quite a few times before, and that's just because they're cheap and cheerful. Well, these little tiny speakers have made way for the new Morel 5¼ inch component speakers. So basically, we've got a 5¼ inch mid bass or bass driver with a small tweeter that's then independently being wired and powered down through into the crossover. We've got fabric turning up tomorrow that's a cream headlining fabric that's foam backed so that we can then cover that and make that look more in keeping with the rest of the vehicle. We've also ordered an anthracite cable, an anthracite material for us to be able to cover the brand new dash insert. But hold that pause, hold that thought, because of the fact that last time when we spoke about it on Friday, we hadn't even got to that point. So join me inside and we'll show you how Richard's been getting on. Okay, so exciting bit. Friday afternoon, I went down to the wood store, picked up a big sheet of this 9mm ply, and what we've done here is Richard tried originally to make a template out of cardboard. The dashboard's too big, and we couldn't take the original ply lining out because it's been cut and bonded in, Sikaflexed in, and then of course in these bigger vehicles, that ply lining is the only thing, apart from some thick wadding, that then protects the engine bay. So we don't really want to take that either. So what we have done is Richard has very carefully taken quite a long time to cut all of the contours out for the dashboard. We've then gone with 3 wedges. So we've got a central, right and left hand side, and they're basically cheese wedges that allow for this new speaker platform to sit raised. So the original dashboard was flat. The new piece of wood here is now raised. What we're going to do is underneath this piece of wood, that's going to be sound deadened. So we're going to put Vespa 2.5mm sound deadening on that original surface to give us a really good environment or foundation for the speakers. We've then got our piece of wood here. On the underside of this piece of wood here, we're then going to put some more sound isolator on there. Richard has already started to position out exactly where we're going to have the speakers. So you've got your main driver here, which is a 6.5 inch. You've then got your mid bass. You've then got your tweeter. We've already independently got 3 sets of speaker cables. That's for the right hand side, another 3 for the left hand side, all again going off to the crossover for independent and individual control. The material that we have bought in that's going to be due with us today or tomorrow, we've gone to try and keep in line with the age of the vehicle and the dashboard. We've gone for an anthracite. This is an headlining material, so it's foam backed. It's going to give us a bit more of a refined, plushy look and feel, so that the speakers then look really nice and posh and as if they're meant to be there in the first place, apart from the fact that we've then fitted a lovely big piece of wood in here. The new speakers are such big powerhouses, they need to have quite a depth for the basket and the magnet, so that is the reason why we've positioned those there, and also really to create a bit of sound focus for the driver. Of course this can all be set up anyway, but this is really, really exciting because this customer has probably no idea to the extent of how we're able to fit these speakers. Initially we had discussed that we were going to be fitting 3-way speakers on his dashboard, but actually after Richard and I had spoken about it many times, this was never going to look as good as we wanted it to look, and how good it needs to look because of the money that's being spent and the time that's going into this build. So that's where we are at the moment. This is the dash gadget that's going to be sort of fitted centrally behind the binnacle for the instrument cluster. So it's now Tuesday, we've got a video going out. This video that we're making now is going to be out tonight on our YouTube channel. And then we've got another video on Thursday, which will be another update before we then do the conclusion with everything done and dusted, fingers crossed. Jason is behind you out of camera. He is running cables for all of the speaker cables for the rear speakers still. And then also we've got some 50 amp leisure battery wiring here. This is going to run to power the head unit with a switch. These are the RCA cables that we've already run through. Premium grade, quality connection for that. And then we're able to start fitting things like the Alpine Halo, and all of the dashboard can start going back in, but we're nowhere near that point at the moment. Next bit really would be getting the sound deadening done and dusted, which you'll see on the next video, and as we put the van back together. So stay tuned, catch up with you on Thursday, and see you on the next one.